Hola chicos, today we're going to be looking at a 90-word writing on the topic of me, my family and friends. So what I'm going to do first, we're going to look at what the task looks like, and I'm going to be giving you some advice on how to plan it, and then I will be writing it. So grab a piece of paper and you can do it with me. The first thing that we're going to do before we start even reading what the task is about is doing the estrellita, the tenses rule. So during the lessons, we always do the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star song. So I would like you to do it at the beginning of every 90 words that you need to produce. So at the very top, you can start writing the rules, and so you've got it as a reference. So we're going to do it today with the verb to talk, which is hablar. So let's go through this one. It goes, el año pasado oí normalmente an a. En el futuro voy a plus infinitivo. And I'm going to write it just up there. So I start el año pasado, hablar. So I remove the ending and I put hable. Normalmente. So for normalmente, I need to remove again the ending, hablar, and I add an O, so hablo. And en el futuro voy a plus infinitivo hablar. So I've got my three tenses there in front of me as a reference. I always tell you it's good to have it there. Why? Because if you're doing a test, if you're doing an assessment, you might get a bit nervous, a bit anxious, and it's good to have that reference up there written in front of you so you can just have a look and very quickly remind yourself. Another thing that I want you to do is to put your three opinions in the three different tenses. So we're going to have past, let's do past. So we've got it was. You should know this, but if you don't, please revise your non-negotiables. So it was fue. We've got the present, it is, which is es. And we have our future, which you could use va a ser, but let's stick to the simple future, which is será. Okay, so again, I've got my three tenses as a reference, and let's keep them up there. Once I've got the tenses and once I've got my opinions written at the top, I'm going to move on to understanding my task, which is very important. So spend the time, do what I'm doing, and it is really worth it to make sure that I understand every little piece of information, because we need to include information that is relevant to each one of the bullet points. So do not just have a look very quickly and think, yeah, I know what it means. No, just spend the time, just write it in English like we're going to do. Escribe sobre tu vida adolescente para un blog. So straight away, I know that it's about a blog. Adolescente, adolescente, adolescent. And vida, if you're not sure about vida, life. So write about your adolescent kind of lives in a blog. And I need to include these four things. Tus pasatiempos favoritos. Now, pasatiempo, let's have a look. Pasatiempo, pasatiempo, pastiempo, pastime. So pastime, a hobby. So favorite hobbies. Okay, let's make a note in English. Favorite hobby. Hobbies actually. One. Be careful, because again, we need to really read carefully. So when they ask about more than one thing, make sure that we include more than one thing. Okay. They're very specific in what they're requesting from us, and we need to really read to that detail and include all that information. Tus relaciones con tu familia, so relaciones, relations, my family, relationships in my family. The next one, una actividad reciente con un amigo. Reciente, recent. Actividad, activity with a friend. So I'm going to make a note. Recent activity, friend. And the very last one, we've got tus planes para el futuro. So future plans, ¿vale? So right now, I'm quite happy with the 4 bullet points. I understand what they mean. But also what I would like you all to do is to write a little note of what tense are they asking me to write. So when you see the 90 words, in each one of them, they're going to ask you to write and to use 3 different time frames. So you need to identify what tense you're meant to be writing each bullet point. So let's have a look. The first one is tus pasatiempos favoritos, which is the present. So let's take a note, present, presente, present. The next one, it says tus relaciones con tu familia. So again, it's the present, it's not specifying the tense. So it's going to be the present. And then we've got una actividad reciente con un amigo. So we said recent activity with a friend. A recent activity is something that happened in the past. So I'm going to put past tense. And the very last one, tengo tus planes para el futuro. That is going to be future plans, so future. So I have my 3 tenses in here. Like I said, be very careful, make a note of what tense, because even if you answer that bullet point, but you use the wrong tense, then you're not going to get the same marks. So just be careful and have a look at what tense you need to write. Once I have all of that in front of me, now I can move on to start writing. But before that, I need you all to look at this. The mark scheme says that we need to include information about the 4 bullet points. That has to be clear information. We need to include 2 opinions, minimum. We need to include 3 accurate time frames, and that's why I want you to really make sure that you know what tense you need to use for each one of the bullet points. And the most important thing, this piece of writing should be simple and clear. So really stick to the things that you are confident with, the things that you know are correct. Do not try to new things or experiment when you're doing your 90 word writing. So go for things that you're entirely sure are correct. And make sure that you have a clear and neat layout, so we can see that you've got 1 bullet point, another bullet point, and another bullet point, like I'm going to show you. You don't need to put a bullet point in front of it, but just keep it clear and neat. A really good piece of advice is to start with when. Can I start answering my bullet point with when? Can I start using normally, last weekend? That is going to help you. Then you could use the I form plus whatever verb, always in the correct tense, and then give an opinion about this. So let's start doing this with the first bullet point, which is tus pasatiempos favoritos, and that was your favorite hobbies. So can I start with the when? Yes, I can. I could say normally, and then I say one of my hobbies. So, and I need to include the present tense in here. So let's start. I'm going to start saying normalmente. Right. So one of my hobbies is to play football with my friends. So can I use to play? ¿Cómo se dice to play? To play was jugar. But you need to be very careful and think if that verb is regular or irregular. With jugar is tricky, and at this point, I think we all know that I play in the present is juego, and then we put al fútbol. So juego al fútbol con mi amigo. Where? Can I say in the gym, in the school center? Let's do it. NL Polideportivo. What can I say? And then I've put I, and then I'm giving an opinion. So an opinion is because it is fun. Let's do it. Porque it is. How do I say it is? We wrote it just up there, so it should be here. It is as. Let's do it. Porque es, and I'm going to go for something fun. Let's do it. Am I happy with this? Yeah. But it says tus pasatiempos, so I should include something else. Now, how do I include something else? I need a connective. What could I say? Let's say something like however, sometimes, because I'm saying normally, let's put however sometimes. So however, sin embargo, sometimes. Muy bien. A veces, what can I say? I could say that I talk to my friends on the chat. So to talk, oh, I just wrote it in here. So because it's a present, hablo. So let's make use of that. A veces hablo en el chat with my friends, con mis amigos. Okay. Can I give an opinion? Yes, I could. So what can I say? And I believe is entertaining. Let's do it. Y creo que es entertaining. Entretenido. Perfecto. So I'm happy with my first one. I've got an opinion. I've got the present a couple of times. So I am quite happy with it. I'm going to move on to the second bullet point. Tus relaciones con tu familia. Relationships within your family, with your family. And the tense, we said that it was the present. Can I start with when? Yes, I could. I've already used normalmente. I've already used a veces. What could I say? Could I say every now and then I get on well with my sister? Can I say that? Let's do it. So, de vez en cuando I get on well. Can we remember I get on well? Now, at this point, quite a few of you might remember me llevo bien con. If you're very stuck, you could say, I like my sister because, and I like, we know I like to me gusta. So when you're very stuck and you cannot think about that specific structure, try to work your way around it and try to use a similar one. So de vez en cuando me llevo bien con mi hermana. Now, can I use now? So I've just said I get on well with my sister. Can I give an opinion? So let's think about why do I get on well with my sister? So I'm going to say because she listens to me. Porque me escucha. See? This seems like a very short sentence. Could I say something else? I could. So what do I need to use? A connective. I've already used sin embargo. So maybe I could say something else. I could say but, pero. So de vez en cuando me llevo bien con mi hermana porque me escucha. Pero sometimes, a veces, I could say she gets on my nerves because she's selfish. Can I write that? So again, if you cannot think about she gets on my nerves, maybe you could say, I don't like her, no me gusta, okay? But if you remember, she gets on my nerves, me pone de los nervios. And we said because, and because we already used porque a couple of times, so can we use a different one? We could say ya que. So she gets on my nerves, ya que, since she is selfish. She is, same as it is, as is. Am I happy with this one? I am quite happy with it. I've got my when, I've got something that is in I am with the iPhone, I'm giving my opinion, I'm even putting some connectives. I'm very happy. Let's move on to the third one. Recent activity with a friend. Now, can I start? Now, this one very careful because it's the past tense. Can I start with the and when? Yeah, I could say if it's a recent activity, I could say last week. ¿Cómo se dice last week? Any time frame, any when that you remember in the past. So we could say la semana pasada. Okay, la semana pasada. So la semana pasada, what can I say? I went to the cinema. Can I say I went to the cinema? I need the past tense. So I went, hopefully you remember it. Fui al cine and I ate pizza at the restaurant. Can I say that? And I ate. To eat is comer, is an ER verb. So I need to put an I. So comí pizza en el restaurante. So after that, I need to give an opinion. So let's do it. En el restaurante. Can I say? Oh, maybe. Can I say, in my opinion? En mi opinión, it was. ¿Cómo se dice it was? We put it as our reference at the top of our paper. So, en mi opinión, fue. I'm going to say it was exciting. So, exciting, emocionante. Why? Let's try a different one because I've used ya que and I've used porque. So let's do dado que. I could say what was exciting because I love Italian food. Can we do that? I love, me encanta la Italian food, comida italiana. If this is a bit too complicated, you can even keep it simpler by saying because I love food, or because I love pizza, or because I love to eat. Me encanta comer. Yeah, that would be good enough. Am I happy with this one? I've used the when, I've used the I in the past tense, I've used opinion. I'm happy with that, and I'm moving to the very last bullet point. Tus planes para el futuro, future plans, and in here I need to write in the future. So, can I start with one? Definitely. En el futuro, I'm going to voy a, what can I say? I want to say I'm going to be happy. Voy a ser feliz. What else can I say? En el futuro voy a ser feliz, and I'm going to have a family. Y to have, tener una familia. And I need to give an opinion. I need to give an opinion. I'm going to say because, porque, it's important to me. Es importante para mí. Okay, am I happy with that? I'm quite happy, but I could improve that. I could add something else. I could say something like furthermore. So, ¿cómo se dice? Let's try además. Además, oops, para mí. Además, I could use I would like to live with my boyfriend. Can I do that? I would like, me gustaría vivir con mi novio. Can I give an explanation? Because he is my favorite person. Porque es mi persona favorita. Right, so I've just finished now. So what I do, once I'm happy with what I've written, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna double check that I'm happy with the tenses, that I'm happy with everything. So let's start. Your favorite hobbies? No, I've done normally. I play football with my friend because it's fun. However, sometimes I talk on the chat with my friends and I think it's fun. Happy with that. I've got the present tense. I've got some connectives. I've given an opinion. Wonderful. The next one. Relationships with your family. Every now and then I get on board with my sister because she listens to me, but sometimes she gets on my nerves because she is selfish. Happy with that. I've used the right tense. I've given an opinion, so I'm really happy with that. And I've also used some connectives like better. Let's move on to the third one. Recent activity with friend. La semana pasada, when I went to the cinema, I ate pizza at the restaurant. In my opinion, it was exciting because I love Italian food. Again, I've used the past tense, that's correct. I've given an opinion and I've given a reason. And the very last bullet point, your plans for the future. In the future, I'm going to be happy and I'm going to have a family because it's important to me. Or furthermore, I would like to live with my boyfriend because he's my favorite person and we don't need that six. So again, I've used the right tense and I've used me gustaría and also voy a. So both of them refer to the future. Excellent. And I've got a connective. I've got a variety of different structures and vocabulary. So I'm very happy with this piece of writing. So please, if you could try to do a similar thing with your own ideas, of course, but just including a variety of structures and so you will be very successful. ¿Vale? Muy bien, chicos. Muchas gracias. Adiós.